friends. So I posted a video that was kind of announcing that I want to be more body positive and be more accepting of all types of body types. And that's an aspiration that I have. It's something that I want to do in the future. It can't happen overnight, though. It's not going to be, you know, tickety boom just like that. It's a process. I've lived a long life of conditioning and social programming and social conditioning, starting out with my mother, who was very adamant in her opinions about beauty and about what was acceptable or not. She was a Nazi when it came to that. And as I because her style of beauty was very conservative, and she was a black woman and she didn't like being black. She didn't like her hair. She always wanted to process her hair, and she always wanted me to process my hair. So I went the complete opposite direction, and I decided that I was going to wear my hair natural. I was going to be happy to be nappy. And it was a good thing in the 90s because that's what everybody was doing. So um I went the opposite way, but I still ended up being kind of puritanical in my views about beauty and about body image and stuff like that. So my mom was overweight. She was always overweight, and she was very tall. And so she had this, I think she had like a negative self-image, like she had a negative body image or something. She was afraid to be sexy, like that, like she was scared to be sexy. So I ended up going the complete opposite way. But then then I was probably scared to be too conservative looking. So so I ended up just doing her, but in the exact reverse. So it's an interesting reflection to have looking at my life now. I'm 45 and my hair is turning white, and I've been dyeing my hair incessantly for the past 5 years or so. And it's only been turning white for the past 5 years, actually, because I have an unreasonable amount of stress that I live with every day, and it is turning my hair white, and it's aging me. It's visibly aging me as well. The stress is, and there's not, I can't stop the environment from being what it is, but I can aspire to be something else, like somebody who's comfortable with themselves. Like I saw this woman at Chaz who she was a sister. She was probably my age, and she had a teenage daughter just like me. I mean, we were basically like twins, like me and her, and she and her daughter and my daughter, age wise and genetics wise. Except for that, this woman, she was stacked. She was like kind of thick, but she was tall. We were both around 5'7", but she was thicker than me, and she was clearly someone who didn't like count calories or anything. And her hair was like 30% white. She had so much white hairs, but her hair was natural. She was wearing her hair natural. It was a natural, curly, long hairstyle. Her hair was long and curly and soft, and her body was so curvy and round and jiggly and soft, and she was so pretty. This woman was a bad bitch to me. She was so fine. And I just remember, you know, just she's one of the times, and I've seen several women like that, where I see women who have white hair, and I'm just like, wow, that's so cool. I wish I could have white hair and feel good about it, and not have to try to like desperately hide it or something. But I didn't fully acknowledge that that something was wrong with me until I saw that woman. Because I have seen women with white hair, but they're usually white women, and they're usually successful, or they're just not black, like they're not black people usually. They're usually like very like collegiate looking people who, have probably lived a very eventful life, and they've probably like written books and have husbands, and that's how I always saw those women who were really confident just to be their age and wasn't trying to look any other age. They always struck me as people who have really fulfilling lives, because I thought to myself, you know, your youth is all you have when you're a woman, unless you have a family, unless you have people who love you, unless you have a career, unless you have a life. All you really have is your appearance. So I figure that those women must have very full lives and very fulfilling lives. But when I saw that woman, and she looked just like me, she's probably a single mom just like me, um, just kicking it in street clothes, you know, and she was so fine and she was so beautiful. She really changed me. She changed my whole outlook. And that's when I decided that I wanted to start to be more body positive and more hair positive, and just have, just be more image positive overall. I kind of did not achieve it yet. I still, like I said, I've still been dyeing my hair. I can't get over that yet. I don't know when that's going to happen. But I would like to not dye my hair. And every time I make a video, I'm always looking at these white hairs that are poking up at the top right there. I'm obsessed with it. And it's just like, what can I do? And I tried everything, and everything that I put on there, I put mascara, I put like, even I put charcoal, I put natural things in it, and it always causes some kind of itchy problem right there. So I'm turning the corner now, because I think mostly because I admitted that my age, and I announced my real age. That's a big deal for me. And so as a woman now, I'm feeling more complete because I can say my age and I don't have to pretend. But even though I'm 45, I could still pass, and a lot of 45-year-olds can pass, because we're not aging the same way anymore. In general, I think the technology and the medicine, and all of the, especially in my case, because of the natural medicine, like I know how to, if I really want to, I know how to be very youthful and look very young. um but it shouldn't really be about that necessarily, and it's not really about that in my mind now. Now it's more like, how can I be as healthy as possible? And that's what I want to promote to people. I want to promote this image of health and wellness. And to be honest, hair dye is not healthy for you. Henna's okay, and I'm probably going to continue to use henna, and always use henna, because it conditions the hair, but it doesn't really cover the white hair as much as the synthetic dyes do. But it's good for your hair, and it does deepen the color and the shine of your hair. So I'll probably continue to use that always. No matter how white my hair is, I'll probably still be henna rinsing my hair. Um, so I'm saying all this because I got a response in social media that suggested that I wasn't like doing enough to sympathize with the people that I was finally accepting. And that whole statement is very packed, like, who am I to be accepting anybody? I'm saying that I want to be more positive when I look at people's bodies and stuff. That's all. I want to feel better. I don't want to feel offended by it. I don't want to feel offended by different body types and different images of people who are you know just doing the best they can. I don't want to feel offended by it. I don't want to feel offended by humanity, especially if it's a woman and she's feeling sexy. I don't want to feel offended by it. Um, you know, it's always a joke, right? I mean, those, they, if you go into like Hot Topic or something in the mall, you're gonna see greeting cards that have obese women, with like lingerie on. And so we've all been social conditioned to to laugh at that, like to laugh at women who are overweight, and overweight women have been the scapegoat and the butt of many jokes. So for me, it's gone from laughter to just more of a negative thing, because I've had a lot of negative experiences in the past 10 years with people, and people have let me down so much, and I've been so disappointed, and wah wah wah. And I do have a reason to cry, actually. I mean, I've been through a lot of hard stuff. So when I see people, it's hard for me to be as forgiving of their flaws visually, but that's not helping me. That's not helping me. I'm not interested in hurting anybody or insulting anybody. That's not going to make me feel any better at all. Actually, it makes me feel weak. It makes me feel like there's something over, like you can, like that's leverage that someone can have over me, and power that someone can have over me, because it's hard for me to digest images of normal women who happen to be overweight, or whose skin is not exactly smooth, or who don't have perfect hair, or whatever. Um, so that's all. It's just, it feels like a weakness to me. I'm not sitting here, preaching body positivity. That's not there's elements of that here in my mind. There are elements of that, but for me it's just a personal decision to become better at accepting myself first, because if I can accept myself and my flaws, then I can start to accept others' selves and others' flaws. So like this white hair that's up here now, I have to accept that. That's a part of my face. That's what I am. That's what grows out of my head. I have to accept that. And by accepting that, and by accepting um the lines in my face, and just, whatever the signs are that I don't like and that I would like to get rid of, um I have to accept all of that. And it's going to be baby steps. It's not going to just happen overnight. And I'm not saying that I just want to show you all of my flaws. I don't want to show anybody my flaws. I don't think that that's what it's about. It's not about me showing my flaws to you. It's about me being comfortable with my flaws, so that I can be comfortable with everybody else's flaws. And this would be a good practice in society across the board. If we could all be comfortable with each other's flaws, and all be comfortable with our own flaws without glamorizing our flaws. Okay? Because it's not glamorous. My hair is turning white. It probably wouldn't if I wasn't under extreme stressful conditions. I'm prematurely aging, even though all of the things that I do could prevent my hair from turning white, and could prevent me from having any signs of aging whatsoever. But I've been extremely sleep deprived for 10 years. I've been going through extreme stress and extreme struggles for 10 years. So there's nothing beautiful about that. That's not anything to flaunt. That's not anything positive at all. So I don't like this whole thing, of people going too far with it and being like proud of their fat. Don't be proud of your fat. Be proud that you are health, that be proud of the health level that you're able to achieve and to maintain, and always strive for more. Always strive for the healthiest you that you can be, and on every level, psychologically, emotionally, and physically. I've been a person who's been very physically healthy, and I focused on that because of all the stress. I felt like I needed to compensate for all of the hell that I've been through in these 10 years. So I really came up with quite a lot of protocols and techniques and methods that would counterbalance all of the stress. And it has. It's done a great job. If I didn't do all the protocols that I do, I would look haggard. It would be terrible because of all the crap that I've been through. But I'm proud. I'm proud because I try. I'm not proud because I have battle scars. I'm not trying to just show off my battle scars. Like, that's cool. I mean, I think, if a person can say, look at I survived, and that's fine. I don't know. I'm just trying to set myself apart, because I feel like when a woman comes out and says that she wants to be body positive, then it's like a bandwagon, and I'm not a bandwagon jumper on her. I'm not a joiner. I'm not looking at things like anybody else. So I don't want anybody coming at me with pressure. I'm going to always project my best face, always. I'm always going to project my best. I'm going to show my best body image that I can. I'm not going to be like, let me show you my fat belly. I'm not doing that. Okay. So it's not about that. And if it is, then I'll be so pleased. If I can ever see a photograph. I think I did that yesterday, because I'm doing all these nude photos now. And I did one yesterday that had like, the contours weren't exactly smooth and like flat. My belly was hanging out a little, and it kind of looked good. I kind of thought it was sexy. So that's what I'm talking about. Real stuff, genuine change in the mind, in the chemistry, in the brain, because it takes time. It takes time, The women's images that I see who don't live up to my standard of beauty, those women did their best to look as good as they possibly could as well, because every woman does. That's a woman's glory, is her beauty. And all women want to be as beautiful as we possibly can. And I say that beauty comes from health. You know, if you're striving towards health, then that's beautiful. I don't care what your size is. Um, so yeah, I'm not about to be like, oh, here's my cellulite. Like, check out my cellulite. Here, check out my white hair. You know, nah, I'm not about to showcase it. It's just I guess I'm sharing this. It's a really personal thing and private thing for me, but I just feel like there has to be more room, more wiggle room in our pop culture for the middle ground. You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't want to worship fat people. I don't want to say that fat is beautiful. I'm not going that fucking far. I'm not trying to say that old is beautiful. I'm not trying to, like, no, I'm not doing all that. But I am trying to meet halfway. I'm not, I also want to come out of the pattern of, fat is not acceptable, and old age is not acceptable as a beauty standard. I've seen a lot of beautiful overweight people, and I've seen a lot of beautiful old people too. Um, so there's that. But I'm working in my own little way towards a greater acceptance of all that we are as human beings, and just to enjoy our humanity. So that's my 2 cents on body positivity. And my hope for the future is that I become more body positive as time goes on, and that I start to appreciate all of my curves and not feel like I have to like shun part of my curves or shun part of my body or whatever. Okay. I know I'm saying too much, but this is the age of saying too much, isn't it? So, thanks for listening.